Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome to episode 22, part 6 of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we expanded to the towns of Lille and Calais, and built ourselves a very expansive railway empire, as well as providing services to connect these towns together. In this episode, we're going to keep delivering steel to, well, Paris, so they can be used for the special Grand Exposition. Though I'm starting to wonder why my trucks haven't been loaded yet. Oh, right. They're still on the trolley. They're still making deliveries. However, some of our new services are starting to earn money, but it's only a matter of time before we basically start earning money too. Not to mention, during this time, I was able to acquire a brand new vehicle for transporting cargo. This being this, the British Coaster, a ship from 1850 capable of over 200 to 300 units of cargo. It works pretty well with vanilla mods, as well as the vanilla game, and this only costs about 2.36 million francs. So I thought, why not operate this on shipping lines between the harbors of Calais and Le Havre, and deliver the supplies into Toulouse. Well, technically the only commodity I'll be bringing into Britain is basically food, but I have to wait until I'm able to do so. All the while, I'll still have to wait for a good amount of steel to arrive at the construction site. Fortunately, my steel train is located right here. No, that's Express Train B. Where is that steel train? Well, at least my iron ore train has arrived, but there's not enough coal. Let's see. Oh, there it is. There's only 81 units of steel right now, but hopefully there'll be more. This train is already nearly full to the brim with coal, and it's going to be a little while before more steel is produced. To be honest, I would want to replace these ships, but they're doing pretty well so far along the little route. I mean, they were able to make over 360,000 credits by transporting these supplies, and the town is starting to grow pretty well. Though I would might need to operate another service to connect Paris to Angier. Oh, this is just disappointing right here. The moment these buses are off this bridge, I am so rebuilding it. The same problem that occurred when I was making the maps in Brazil. Well, basically operating vehicles in Brazil is now caught up into this game. So in order for me to keep the game at a good speed and pace, I have to put it at ×2 speed. But it doesn't seem to affect the frame rate that much. Though the entirety of the operation cost me over 500 million francs, and that's going to take quite a while to be completely paid off. Fortunately, I still have a whole bunch of shipments to make, and passenger numbers are rising, especially for my express trains. As this train had a lot of passengers before, it made basically over 2.20 million credits. Why do I keep saying credits? They're francs. Plus, my limited train is doing pretty well. Sure, it's an older locomotive, but it still does its job. Besides, it's within France express service. Not like the boat trains, it's like express trains A, C, and D. Well, and also B as well. We still can't bring in machinery that's required in the town. But however, as long as we can keep the supplies of coal and iron ore being brought in, everything should be perfect. That load nearly got me 15 million credits. Thankfully, most of it is going to be paying back into my bank account. Let's see. Steel is going pretty well. Production is starting to go up, and so is shipment. Now they need 10 units of coal, consuming about 10 units, now 12. Though the exposition supply route is still not up to snuff. But however, with the arrival of the steel, my new wagon convoy service can now pick up the loads of steel and bring it to the supply area for the exposition grounds. And as for my fish trains, most of my fish trains have slowly been making a bit of a profit. But thankfully, these fishes have been arriving at their respective destinations, and they're helping the town grow a little bit. The only supply that doesn't have fish right now is Chamont. Fortunately, one of those trains carrying fish will take care of that as soon as it arrives. Express train C arrives, 42 passengers, not much, but it's in a step in the right direction. Plus here at Reims, they could choose the train to either head towards Lille or to Paris. Basically, passengers going to Paris will be those heading to Le Havre, and those going to Lille will be going to Calais. And yet again, once we have access rights into Britain, we'll finally start a trans-channel ferry service between France and Britain, along with transporting food to Britain as well. Alright. Fish is being loaded up. The fishery is actually doing pretty good, though the shipping to Chamont is not that high. Even though I have trucks waiting to pick up their loads of fish. But it's going to take a while before they arrive. Well, it's not much, but at least the steel mill is producing as much steel as it can right now. 28 units, which is not that good. But it will change eventually, because it's the only place we can make steel. There might be another way to make steel, but I'm not so sure. Well, the sandstone mine is still producing a lot of sandstone. My trucks can pick them up and bring them here. Though the storage is starting to be a bit of a problem. However, one of my trains is delivering sandstone while building materials to Le Havre. And my local express trains are starting to basically make the terminal a little more busier. As we had 147 passengers at one point. I even changed the coaches on the coastal excursion train to those that will make the Angier a little more unique. So basically, the Angier, according to its history, was a unique 240 engine built in France. While it didn't have a whole bunch of power, its large driving wheels was able to make it reach quite a top speed. Because of its uniqueness, I thought it would be interesting to see that particular engine travel along the coast. As, for one, the ground is mostly flat, and it's only carrying passengers, so it's not going to carry like a heavy express train like many of my other locomotives are. Well, that's 80 units of steel so far. We just need 120 more. That's 45 units. So it's gonna take a while for more steel to arrive. Though, some of my engines is delivering iron ore on a daily basis. Though, the more I think about it, why do I have this 062 tank operating on these iron ore trains? Let me see. If I find another tank engine that's capable of handling it, it's the 060 somewhere. Well, oh! This engine actually has 476 horsepower. Guess the number 6 will go to this little tank engine then. Second thought, I thought I might as well change it to something else. Let's see. There we go. Much better. Because since this engine has a lot more horsepower than the other engines, 146. Hang on, how much was this engine? 748. Oh. Oh, this late 040 tank engine actually has the same horsepower, so let's try that. It's a good thing too, because that 062 tank engine, to be honest, while it is a nice locomotive, it doesn't seem appropriate to be used on a heavy iron ore track. Besides, a little 040 tank engine such as this can handle the iron ore trains a little better. Plus, it has an extended coal bunker, so we can at least be able to carry the heavy loads. Ah, and here comes the steel train now. All it just needs to do is just pick at least up 120 units of steel, and then we could be done with building the Eiffel Tower. But it's going to take a while due to the amount of steel that needs to be made for that project. Last time this train was here, it was able to pick up 81 units of steel. Right now it's at 73, despite the fact there's plenty of coal and iron ore coming in. I think it's because, due to primarily the unique industries on this map, the industries are not producing as much as I was expecting. I mean, I'm able to transport a good amount of cargo on these maps because I'm providing a good service. However, not all of them are basically being full to the brim. So I guess I'll have to do some modifications on some of my trains. First of all, I think I should change this from 30 wagons to something a little more easier to carry. I'll change it to 140. It's still the same amount of wagons. Well, the same type of wagons, albeit they're carrying... These trains are going a little... Well, they're designed for a smaller platform. Plus, it earns me back some money as well. And I'll do the same for my fish trains. This will carry about 10 cars of fish each. There we go. That should basically save enough money. However, this train should also have some lighter wagons. Let's see. 210 seems good. And let's change this from 25 to 70. This is because of the short distance between, and the fact that the iron ore mine is not producing a whole bunch of iron ore at the time. Actually, I was wrong on that. Let's see, what type of wagon did I use? let's just go our way, just use the 4 planks. There we go. Huh. It is carrying a whole bunch of steel now, but it just needs a little more coal. And that steel train is not going to basically work much with such a large quantity of steel. I mean, sure, it provides a lot of extra money, but I should at least spend some of the money back that I earned back into my bank account. Besides, these smaller trains should basically improve the game's frame rate a little. It is a little, but not much. We did have 54 passengers loaded, but then changed to 35. Let me have a look at some of my stations. Overload. Ah, Paris is having a problem with his commodities. Thankfully, I could just do this to navigate these problems. Let's see. Okay, free train C has a coal. It's doing pretty well. And I believe our steel train is now heading up towards Paris. Well, it hasn't been much of an update. I believe some of these modifications that we did have at least made the game a lot more fun. As well as with the addition of a new ship, I am almost ready to start Trans channel operations. So if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!